Hi guys, so I am back to do a quick breastfeeding update. I'm currently 13 weeks pregnant. Baby bump is down there, you can't really see it in this angle. And I'm doing an update about Christina today. And Christina is going to be 4 in about a week's time. And Christina still has breast milk at bedtime. For like a few minutes, and she's been doing that for quite some time now. She only would ever have like breast milk in the day if she was feeling ill, had hurt herself, like needed comforting for some reason. It's going to be 4 soon, and she started playgroup, haven't you? You started play school, and she's a really, really big girl now. And you know, the reason I'm making this video is because a lot of people, you know, they talk about when you extend breastfeeding to toddlers and children of this kind of age, they're very either shocked about it because they haven't seen it, or they're very think it's weird, disagree with it, and they have concerns about the child getting attached to breast milk and stuff like that. So that's why I really want to kind of make this video, because I kind of can disprove a lot of those kind of myths. Because the first one is that Christina is very independent, and you know, I know she's looking very sad right now, but she's so tired. She's, like I said, she just started playgroup, she's getting used to it, and you know, she's gone back to needing a daytime nap. So yeah, she's feeling tired, and we've all had a horrible cold, so she's probably feeling a little bit under the weather. Anyway. So, you know, the fact that she's looking a bit sad today, she is very, very independent, happy, clever little girl. You know, there's no problems with her development or anything like that. She has no particular attachment to breast milk at this point because she's so old, and because she breastfeeds so infrequently. Christina has started to self-wean. So for about, I would say, at least 6 months, maybe even longer, she's started forgetting how to suckle properly. She's losing the sucking reflex. And you hear, by the way, she's on a full, normal, healthy diet. She eats everything that we eat as well. She's on solids. A lot of people like freak out and say, this child should be on solids by now, not on breast milk. She is on solids. She doesn't eat breast milk as her meal. That would just be, like I said, as an extra snack if she was poorly, or as a comfort at bedtime, something like that. So she eats, and she has a really healthy appetite, don't you, Christina? You like all your food. So yeah, that's the first thing. But she's stopping being able to suckle. She's losing the sucking reflex. Like she's forgotten how to do it, and it's very hard for her to get the breast milk out of the breast. So when people say, oh, well, you're going to let your child breastfeed till it's 8, or, you know, you're just going to keep breastfeeding forever, these people obviously, like, are ignorant of the fact that that isn't how it works. Children, you know, automatically on their own self-wean. Christina could have easily have stopped breastfeeding about a year ago, probably, seeing that it's been about a year since she's been having such infrequent nursing, and sometimes she'd go like a few days without nursing at all anyway. So she could have like officially kind of stopped breastfeeding about a year ago, but she was still able to suckle at that point, and it was such it wasn't an inconvenience for us, and it was something nice for her. So I was happy to continue, she was happy to continue, but she's started losing the sucking reflex, so it shows that it's nature's way that she would have to self-wean anyway, whether I wanted to breastfeed her till she was 100, or whether she wanted to breastfeed until she was 12. It makes no difference, because her body is automatically, naturally forgetting how to do it. So what happens now, what we do is, she goes on the breast, she tries to suckle, and her teeth kind of get in the way, her tongue's in the way, her jaw is kind of not making the right movements to get the breast milk out. So she's kind of just like holding the nipple in her mouth and kind of like, she is sucking it, but it's like not the same as like a baby when a baby sucks, is it, Christina?
No.
She struggles. She struggles to suckle. So what I do is I like squeeze the breast a little bit and help to compress the breast, which helps to get the milk flowing a little bit. It takes her ages to get the milk to let down as well. And she'll often complain, I beg your pardon, burpee. She'll often complain, there's no milk in there, mummy, it's all gone, it's not coming out, it's empty. And when she first started complaining of this, I thought maybe I thought maybe my breast supply was running low, I was running down. But my son, Daniel, who's 2, he is still like going on the breast, and within seconds he's gulp, 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 milk all down his face kind of thing. And when I'm expressing, or if I hand express, milk does come out. So it definitely wasn't me that had the problem. It was her. She was struggling, weren't you, baby? You can't get the milk out very good, can you?
You did.
Is it mummy's fault? So when mummy gives you breast milk, does the milk come out? No. And is it like it's empty? She keeps blaming Danny, saying Danny's drank it all, saying it's all gone. Don't you? So yeah, and it's, you know, it's sad, but actually I'm very happy. This is exactly how I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be nature's way of doing it, that she would completely self-wean. Anyway, Christina has asked me for some bitty, and I said that I would quickly give her some breast milk. I'm going to kind of show you guys what that's like, breastfeeding a 4-year-old who's kind of losing the sucking reflex, and again I'm pregnant as well. And yeah, so you can kind of see what it's like, how to like wean a child this age from the breast. So yeah, I'm going to quickly show you guys about Christina and how she has her bitty. So I'm going to get into position. Okay guys, so we are in position, and Christina is having her boobies, her bitty. It's a bit difficult for me to hold. If you hear some weird noises, there's an African grey parrot right beside me, and she talks and makes various noises. So if you're wondering what that's all about, that's why there's strange noises happening beside me. Anyway, so this is Christina, and I'm really struggling to hold this iPad. I should have done it on my iPhone really. I'm struggling to hold the iPad into position whilst recording. I'm having to use breast pads at the moment because I've started, since I think it's my hormone, something's going on with my hormones, I've started like leaking breast milk a little bit again, and my breast supply seems to be increasing a little bit, and Danny is definitely nursing a lot more frequently, so we've started using the breast pads again, haven't we, Christina? Anyway, are you suckling? Are you getting any milk out? You are? So sometimes she gets some milk out, sometimes she doesn't. I don't think, to be honest, that she's getting anything more than a little taste of it now and again. Is it nice? Do you love bitty? And what I'll do sometimes is I'll compress the breast like this to help her get some extra breast milk out. I'll do that, but at the moment she's like swallowing now and again, so she seems to be quite happy. Yeah, so, and show like an update on how it's going for us. You know, I personally think the method that I'm using is, I'm really happy with the way I've chosen to do it. It's not everyone's way of doing things. This is how we've chosen to do it, and what's the best for me and my child, so that neither of us get upset. I don't know if I'll do the same thing with Daniel. It might happen slightly differently, but this is what we're doing with her. And yeah. So yeah, anyway, I hope this tutorial is helpful to you mums that have extended breastfeeding to older children, because I know that there are very few of us, and we get a lot of you know, grief from people. You know, I personally think it's ignorant people that don't know very much what they're kind of talking about. Not saying that in a nasty way, but ignorant in that they've not seen it very much, haven't heard of it very much about breastfeeding mums breastfeeding their children for this amount of time, so therefore they, you know, think that they have an opinion that's based on facts when it's actually just based on opinion, if that makes sense. So there aren't very many mothers that are doing these type of videos, so I really wanted to make this kind of video to show you that, you know, you don't need to worry. If your child's 2, 3, 4 even, and it's still nursing now and again, you're thinking, oh my goodness, is this ever going to stop? You know, because we're reassured constantly by the, you know, health professionals that the child will self-wean. When it starts to get to this kind of age, you start to think, is it going to self-wean, or am I going to have to intervene and like make it stop? And you know, just to reassure you mums that your child will self-wean, because it will either not want to breastfeed anymore because it will feel like it wants to be a grown-up child and not want to have breast milk because it will feel that breast milk is for babies. So it'd be like an emotional development that is part of the self-weaning process, or it'll be a physical thing. Like with Christina, it's a physical self-weaning. She is losing the ability to suckle properly. So, you know, and either way, your child will self-wean, and with lots of encouragement and love from you mums, you'll be able to do it without the distress. You know, I think the pressure is we've got to we've got to stop the baby breastfeeding. There's so much pressure to stop the baby breastfeeding, and you know what? Right, you don't need to stop anything. You just go with the flow, go with the natural motherly instinct that you have, that God's given you, and you know what to do. You know when it's not right anymore. You know when that's enough now. Anyway, I'll continue to do another video, like I said, an update to show you how it all goes. I'm very optimistic that it will go really well. Anyway, guys, I hope this update has been helpful to you, and I will see you all soon. See you later. Say bye-bye. Can you wave? Oh, bye-bye. See you later, guys. Bye.